you have a good lunch? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Now, the Jubilant Tamil Nadu team gave me a very challenging task because I was supposed to talk about such sensitive topic within just 15 minutes. Okay, so I'll try to make it interesting for all of you, all right? Because, you know, as a business owners, every single day we are facing changes. Is that correct? Is that correct? Right? Okay, so it is very important for us, especially right now, because we are facing a lot of changes, right? Geopolitical changes, technology advancements, all right? All these things, for example, technology advances. In the past, 20 years ago, technology advances only a few years one time. Right now, you are seeing technology advances every single week. Are you observing that? Okay, so that is why it's very important for us as a business owner to always adapt to change. And this is exactly what I'm going to share with you, okay? But I'm going to bring you back to what happened in 2020. Okay, that's when COVID happens, all right? And all of us know that COVID really did a lot of damages to all of us, right? No matter it's our mental health, our own health, our businesses, our financials, and things like this, right? So these are all the data points that in just local India, what are the problems that surfaces, okay, within India. Now, I want to ask you, how many of you are actually affected by COVID? Can you raise your hand? Oh, not really. Just a few bunch of you. Okay, great. Now, for myself and my competitors, okay, back then in 2020, actually, you know, back in 2019, December, I already saw the news that China is happening something, you know, America is happening something. And I talked to my partner to say that, hey, you know, maybe this will eventually influence or affect Singapore, because I'm from Singapore, right? So back in 2019 December, I told all my partners, I told all my team, we have to move everything online, okay? And true enough, 2020 March, Singapore had a lockdown, and I believe India is in March as well. Is that correct? Right? Okay. And that is when, because we moved online so fast, all our competitors died, but we are doing very, very well. Because, can you see here? The very below is December, so that's that's the income from online. Okay, that's about 99,000 USD. Okay, in March, in April, in May, in June, every single month we are doing about $500,000 USD because all our competitors dies, right? And why is that happening? Because I changed fast. I saw things that's happening, and I changed fast, and all my competitors didn't change fast, and they died. Okay. Now, another question for you. When do you first hear about AI, the word AI? Is it back in 2022? Who say it's 2022? 2021? 2020? You know what? I first hear the word AI back in 2017. And that is when I started my own business. This is a video I did talking about AI and how AI is going to disrupt all the technology, all the jobs, okay? Basically, doctors, lawyers, anything professional, when you're doing, written works, okay? You'll all be affected, okay? But, you know, back then, in 2017, before I started my business, I was just a regular dance artist, okay? So I launched my business back in 2017, and eventually, I caught up, news media outlet caught up to what I shared, okay? So they invited me over there to speak about what I know about AI, what I know about technology, okay? And these are all the, interviews and features and things like this, okay? So eventually, I got in contact with many famous people, okay? Worked together then. And that's when event organizers came to me and say that, hey, Chris, can you, we are going to invite you to our event to speak about your own journey of how you started a business. That is when I have the opportunity to speak alongside with people like Nick Vujicic. You guys heard of Nick Vujicic? The motivational speaker who doesn't have, arms and legs, okay? And people like Robert Kiyosaki, Mary Buffett. Have you heard of Mary Buffett? The family member of Warren Buffett, okay? And Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, okay? And that's when, people start to come to me to say that, hey, Chris, can you help me to see whether there's still room for growth for my business? That's when I started Accelerator program, basically help businesses to accelerate their growth, help them to expand overseas. And this is actually the biggest cohort I have. 200 people in the room for me to incubate them, for me to accelerate them, for me to invest in them and help them to grow, okay? Now, over here, I want to bring back to this topic. The reason why I want to talk about this, it is because, like I said just now, every single day as a business owners, we are always facing changes. And how do you adapt to it? Now, you don't adapt to changes. You act before the change just comes. Do you agree what I mean? Okay? So this is why I want to talk to you about this. But before I go into the details, okay, if you guys would like to, okay, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm just going to give you a few seconds to scan the QR code. This is my LinkedIn, okay? So you can just add me on LinkedIn, and then if there's any carry-on conversation that you want to have with me, please feel free, okay? So I'm just going to give you another 5 more seconds, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about this because this might not sound, you might not like what I said, what I'm going to say later, because it is going to get uncomfortable, all right? But it is the same thing as I shared with all my startups, okay? These are all the startups I've invested, I've interacted, okay? I've said the same thing to all of them, okay? And I'm going to share the same thing together with you, right? Now, firstly, what do you need to do to change? Firstly, because the world is changing and you have to change fast, okay? That's the fundamental thing, right? And how do you change fast? Firstly, you have to, if you are right now only focused on local market, you have to start thinking about overseas expansion. Now, as a business owner, most of the business owners I know and I came across, the common consensus is that I can't even, do well in my local country. How can I expand overseas? But the thing is this, because I'm from Singapore, and I have a very early realization that Singapore is not going to be the market that can let me achieve my goal, right? So I expanded earlier, okay? And I told this to all the business owners. Sometimes the reason why you're not able to achieve your own goal, it is because you lock yourself in the local market. Okay? That is why I want you to always think about how you can expand overseas. Expanding overseas doesn't need to be expensive. Okay? Let me say it again. Expanding to overseas doesn't need to be expensive. All you need to do is to find clients, to find customers, to find buyers from overseas first. Then you can think about whether do you want to set up a company overseas, do you want to set up a team overseas, and things like this, okay? So for example, we have one startup. Oh, okay, so these are all the people. And let me explain to you why I met with all these people from India, Bangladesh, and things like this. It is because there's one trend. I'm not sure whether you noticed. Back in, before 2020 in Singapore, there's only about 50 family offices. Family offices basically help to manage rich people's money, right? So there's only 50 before 2020. Now, right now, this year, 2026, there's 2,000 family offices. Do you guys want to guess why? Because firstly, a lot of people came to me to say that because Singapore has a better business environment. They know that Singapore government is reliable because once the policies is out, they will never change for 5 years. Because business owners and funds and monies like stability. They like predictability, okay? That is why all the VCs, all the funds, all the business owners, they want to come to Singapore to set up their own business because the business environment is very stable, okay? So that is why a few of my startups, just a few months ago, okay, we actually helped three Taiwanese businesses to expand overseas to Singapore and then to the rest of Southeast Asia. For example, Malaysia, Indonesia, and I think one of them actually got a project back in Africa. Okay, so these are some of the things you have to consider. Next, technology adoption. Why do I say technology adoption? Because if you are right now still doing things by hand, you are not using AI, you are not using cloud technology, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, so for example, can you guess what is this? Try guessing. This is actually a farm in Singapore. They are trying to build a vertical farm. Okay? But why this shape? It is because they are trying to build an enclosed area so that they can control the temperature, the weather, the humidity, so that they can grow whatever crops they want. Okay? This is technology. But I'm not saying that you should spend so much money in technology. All you have to do is very simple. Just start using some advanced technology, like for example, AI, SaaS products, okay? These are some of the things that you have to start doing right now. Because if let's say you are in a traditional business especially, okay? Most of the business owner I came across, I'm not saying that it's you, okay? Most of the business owner I came across, they still do things by hand. They still use let's say, non-cloud technologies or solutions, okay? But the thing is this, because things are moving so fast, you definitely have to use technology to improve on your proficiency, to improve on your efficiency, so that you can cut down on costs, so that you have more money, more revenue, more profits to do whatever plannings that you need to do, okay? So try to adopt new technology. Now, thirdly, export out. What do I mean by export out? Right now, all of you should have your own product or services. If not, you don't have a business, right? But how are you able to export out? Because, like I said just now, if you are stuck in your own local market, you are not going to expand out. You are always going to be bounded or binded by your own local market's limitations, right? So, for example, one of our startups back in Taiwan, okay, they have this technology to help farmers to increase their produce. So for example, 1 acre, they are able to grow 1 kg of produce. But with this technology, they are able to produce 2 kg of produce or 3 kg of produce. That's called efficiency, right? So I told them, back then, that's about, I think, a few months ago. So when, geopolitical tension happens and things like this, I told them that you have to start thinking about expanding out. You have to export your skills out. You have to export your expertise out. Don't stuck in Taiwan, because Taiwan is going to be dangerous for the next few years. I'm going to say it very bluntly, okay, because after all, this is a geopolitical tension, discussion, right? Okay. So I told them to expand out. The reason why you want to expand out, it is because you want to diversify risk. For example, let's say Taiwan, something happened to it. At least you still have clients from other countries. You get what I mean? Okay? And same thing, if you want to import something, you don't want to import from just one country. What if that one country doesn't want to sell you? Then you're out of whatever you need, right? So always buy from several countries. If you are exporting, always export to several countries. That's the best thing, because you are diversifying risk. Any one country doesn't want to do business with you, you still have other countries. You still have other clients, right? So this is something that something for you to think about. Now, finally, be uncomfortable. Why do I say this? Because if for the past few years you have been comfortable with your business, it is time to be uncomfortable, because that's when you know that your business is not growing. And when your business is not growing, you are dying. Now, I'm a bit blunt, okay, but I want to take this chance to explain to you why do I think so. And it is because I really respect all the business owners and entrepreneurs, because you're creating jobs, you're creating value, and you're trying to improve the entire economy. So that's why I want to be blunt with you. I'm not hiding anything back, so that you have something to carry away, okay? Now, why do I say be uncomfortable? For example, this picture I took with a few people. On the left-hand side of me, He's the personal lawyer of the current Prime Minister of Malaysia. He want to explore some of the solution so that they can engage the youth. Because right now the youth, they are spending too much time on TikTok. They're spending too much time on social media. They are not listening to them, right? So the leaders are trying to find solutions on how to engage with the youth. So we came across this idea and used AI as a platform, as a medium, so that we are able to engage with the youth. So we come up with this AI competition. Now, the AI competition is not an idea by me. It's an idea by the far left side. This guy. This guy is 70 years old already. And he never stopped innovating. He never stopped being uncomfortable to himself. You know how he learned AI? He just asked AI. And because he has cataract, so his eye is not can't see very properly, all right. But how he does it? He solve all. He doesn't solve all the problem, but he tried to overcome all the problems, but whatever means that he can. That is what I meant by being uncomfortable. Okay, so this is the competition that we did online. Okay, I think next month we are gonna do a finals in Malaysia, doing a real one. Okay, physically. So it's going to be grand, okay? So as I said, the world is changing. So you have to change fast, okay? So if you're someone like this, if you're someone who has the ambition, you're someone who want to expand out, if you're someone who has the drive to do business worldwide, okay? I want to work together with you, okay? So for example, what are the ways that you can work together with me? One way, these are the team of my Future 500 team. Future 500 is actually an Accelerator program. Have you guys heard of Accelerator program? Basically, we help to invest in a company, we help to grow the company, and our focus is always on overseas expansion. That's it. Okay, so it's very simple. So how do we work together with you? There are a few people who I want to, who we are looking for to work together with you. So firstly, let me talk about some of the milestones. So firstly, we have generated a total of USD 130 million in trade volume, meaning to say that we help businesses to export out or import in. Okay. Now, second, we have helped 30 businesses expanded to over 24 countries. The reason why we are able to do this is because we have built bridges with over 76 countries' local partners. Okay, so this becomes very easy for us, right? Now, thirdly, we have invested and exited for up to 400 returns. The reason why we are able to do this, it is because we don't just IPO in any other country. We only IPO in North America. And North America, if you are an investor, you know that the returns in North America is a lot higher than compared to all the other countries. Okay. Now, finally, we have built market access pathway across 76 countries. So Asia, GCC, Africa, Europe, and North America. So wherever you want to go, I can bring you go there. That's my promise. Okay. So if you are a startup, this is where you can apply. Okay. So there's a QR code over here. You can just scan the QR code. There's an application form. You can apply for our fundings. Okay. This is for a startup. Now, if you are an SME looking for export and import, we have a beautiful lady over here. You want to raise your hand? Her name is Sunny. She's my business partner. If you are looking to export or import anything, she'll be the one to help you. Okay, so later on, you can come and look for her, and she'll get in contact with you. Okay, so this is for SME who are looking for export and import. Now, thirdly, if you are an investor, you straight away come to me. I'll talk to you about how you can leverage on Singapore's global reputation as a financial hub and a business hub, so that we are able to grow, invest the money for you. Okay, so come and look for me, or just scan the QR code and get in contact with me. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, again, you just approach me on LinkedIn. Okay, you can message me on LinkedIn, so you can ask me any questions. All right. So these are some of the things that I'm going to share with you. Okay, so this is for the startups, this is for the investors, and this is for the SMEs. Okay, so if you are someone who is very ambitious, if you're someone who is solving big problems, I want to work together with you. Okay, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great day ahead.